The Ourang Medan is said to have been an American merchant vessel operating in the 1940s. Its haunting story is steeped in tragedy, secrets, and unanswered questions. The legend begins in the summer of 1947, when several distress signals were picked up from the ship. The messages, sent in Morse code, transmitted a chilling warning. All officers, including the captain, are dead. The crew is dead. They lie in the chart room and on the bridge. I think we are all dead. The distress signals were received by nearby ships, including the Silver Star, which promptly raced to the Orang Madan's location, hoping to provide assistance. But what they found aboard the Orang Madan was beyond comprehension. As they boarded, they discovered the lifeless bodies of the crew, frozen in terror with expressions of horror etched on their faces. Some were found with their eyes wide open, fists clenched and mouths agape. What could have caused such a gruesome scene? Some speculated about a haunted ship, while others believed it might have been an encounter with an unexplained force. Speculation ran wild as theories were proposed. Some suggested that the crew had been exposed to toxic cargo, possibly illegal wartime chemicals. Others pointed to supernatural explanations, fueling the myth of the Orang Madan as a ghost ship. Incredibly, just as the rescue crew began to make sense of the scene, the Orang Madan mysteriously caught fire. With flames engulfing the ship, the crew had no choice but to abandon it. Within hours, the vessel sank beneath the waves, taking its secrets to the depths. On a calm night in October 1955, the tranquil waters of the South Pacific would witness the beginning of a maritime mystery that still captivates imaginations today. The MV Joyita, a 69-foot-long vessel originally built for the passenger trade, was known for its beauty and was used primarily in the South Pacific, ferrying goods and tourists between islands. But it wasn't the ship's elegance that would make it famous. On October 3, 1955, the MV Joyita embarked on a routine journey from Apia in Samoa to the islands of Tokelau. On board were 25 individuals, including passengers and crew. But what was supposed to be a simple voyage would turn into a tale of intrigue and terror. Days after setting sail, the ship failed to arrive at its destination. Operations commenced, and the harsh waters claimed hope along with the vessel. Searches spanned across the vast stretches of the ocean. Hours turned into days, but as the silhouette of the Joyita began to fade from memory, the sudden twist of fate took the investigation to a bizarre turn. On November 10, 1955, more than a month after its disappearance, the MV Joyita was found, adrift and abandoned, near the islands of Fiji. What investigators found aboard would leave them scratching their heads. The ship was in disarray, the personal belongings were untouched, and lifeboats were missing, yet the passengers were nowhere to be found. Was it an act of piracy, a sudden disaster, or had something even more sinister occurred? Theories range from piracy to a catastrophic event that led to panic among the passengers. The question to this day remains, where did everyone go? The origins of the Flying Dutchman can be traced back to the 17th century, during the golden age of sail. This was a time when European countries like the Netherlands were exploring and establishing trade routes across the treacherous waters of the Cape of Good Hope. Legend has it that a captain named Hendrik van der Decken attempted to sail around the Cape in stormy weather, defying nature and endangering his crew. As the storm raged and his crew begged to turn back, Captain van der Decken stubbornly pressed on, swearing that he would sail the waters of the Cape until Judgment Day. In that moment, he cursed the sea, and an eerie fate befell him and his ship. The Flying Dutchman became a ghostly vessel, doomed to sail the oceans for eternity. This was punishment for his arrogance. Therefore, he and his crew were cursed to sail the seas for all time, forever searching for safe harbor, yet never able to find it. Sailors claim that sightings of the Flying Dutchman are ominous, a harbinger of doom. Those who witnessed it were often said to be fated to die at sea. Whether you believe in the myth or not, The story of the Flying Dutchman serves as a haunting reminder of our relationship with the sea, a vast, unforgiving force that both inspires and terrifies. Built in 1914, the SS Baychimo was a cargo ship designed for the brutal Arctic waters. Her mission? To transport goods to and from the remote settlements in Alaska. But the Baychimo's fate would take a dramatic turn, setting her on a path of legend and mystery. In the autumn of 1931, while en route from Vancouver to Alaska, the Baychimo was caught in a powerful storm. The ship became trapped in pack ice near Point Barrow, leading the crew to abandon ship. Aware of the dangers surrounding them, they were left with no choice but to leave the Baychimo to its fate. Yet, contrary to what anyone could have expected, the Baychimo refused to succumb to the ice. Days later, the ship was spotted drifting free, seemingly possessed by its own will. And thus began the strange saga of a ship that would never truly be abandoned. The Baychimo became a ghost ship of sorts, with numerous sightings reported over the decades. Locals and explorers alike would recount tales of drifting icebergs shrouded in fog, where the silhouette of the Baychimo would occasionally appear, only for it to vanish just as mysteriously. Over the years, efforts were made to locate the ship. From local hunters to ambitious treasure hunters, the Baychimo's legend grew, fueling numerous expeditions risking the icy grip of the Arctic. Despite search parties scouring the area, the wreck did not reveal itself easily. Some believe that the remains of the SS Baychimo may eventually be recovered. Could the wreck still be lurking beneath the ice, waiting to tell its story? Or perhaps it has melted away, taking with it the last vestiges of its haunted legacy. The SS Baychimo embodies the allure of the unknown, a tale etched in frost and legend. It reminds us that the Arctic still holds many secrets, some waiting to be discovered, and others perhaps meant to remain forever lost. The Mary Celeste was a 100-foot brigantine, built in 1861. She was an ordinary merchant ship, but her enigmatic fate would capture the imagination of countless generations. With a crew of 7 led by Captain Benjamin Briggs, the Mary Celeste set off with a cargo of denatured alcohol. Little did they know, they would become part of a story that would baffle historians and researchers for over a century. On December 5th, 1872, almost a month after the Mary Celeste left New York, the ship was discovered adrift near the Azores by the ship Dei Grazia. But there was one thing that shocked the crew of the Dei Grazia. The Mary Celeste was abandoned. Inside the Mary Celeste, the investigation revealed a haunting scene. The ship was seaworthy, the cargo mostly intact, and the captain's log remained unbroken. But there was no sign of the crew. Where had they gone? Theories about the crew's disappearance exploded. Was it a pirate attack, a mutiny, or perhaps the crew was overcome by a toxic vapor from the cargo? Each possibility seemed plausible, yet none could be proven. The most compelling theory suggests that the crew may have encountered a severe storm that prompted them to abandon ship temporarily. Or, perhaps, a slow leak of the alcohol cargo created an environment that led to panic. Despite relentless investigation, the mystery of the Mary Celeste remains unsolved. It's a profound reminder of the unknowns that still exist in our world, the secrets lost to the tides of time.